Hey guys, how you doing? I'm doing okay. You know, with this new attack on Dr. Seuss, of the 6 books that they banned, because now Amazon is not selling it, and they just announced eBay is not selling it either. eBay's banned. And what is really interesting that one of the books, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, uh, was going for anywhere in the hundreds of dollars. Something like I've seen almost 40 bids on one book. And there were pages and pages, so many copies of this book. Now that they banned it, now everybody wants a copy. It's like Salman Rushdie's book. Remember that one in the 1980s, I think, when Soviet Union, this one author was writing a book, and that he was destined to be executed by guillotine for writing Salman Rushdie. I forget the name of the book, but it's like, hey, if he wrote something that they want to kill him for, I want to read that book. And so did so many people, but I never got a chance to get a copy. I think I still will. But now there's so many things, and every time it's like prohibition. The minute you say no, it's bad, you can't do it, then everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody wants to see what the controversy is. Everybody will want it. And that's why with prohibition, the manufacturing of alcohol was done in secret and speakeasies, and it was counterfeit and it wasn't real alcohol and stuff like that. And it sold in the black market and everything. Once you publicly stop, that's not going to stop them. That's gonna increase. Like, whoa! I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. I want it. If they're banning it, I want it. So you know what? Don't ban it. Nobody will want it. Same thing with Baby It's Cold Outside. I never knew that song existed. You know, and playing hard to get. You know, that used to be the norm. Girls would always play hard to get. Nowadays, when kids now see that, they think the woman is actually saying no and the man is being aggressive. But in fact, she's playing hard to get. I don't understand. Um, it's like my ex-wife did that also. You know, she pulled that also. And then but in reverse, you know, and she says, get out. But make other arrangements. And we argued and I begged, and then after 5 minutes I said, I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to beg. She wants me out. She's done with me. Okay, fine. She wants me to make other arrangements. Fine. That's what I'll do. So I started making other arrangements. I went right to the phone and I started calling a friend of mine. She walked into the room and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm making arrangements. For what? You told me you were through and to make other arrangements and you want me out, and that's what I'm doing. She threw up her hands and said, you fool! You're supposed to fight harder. Um, I don't understand that concept. You know, I'm not going to twist somebody's arm, you know. And how am I supposed to? I can't read your mind to think that you want me to fight harder to keep you. And that was really the downfall of my marriage. Because after that, I could never tell when she said something, whether it's a game or something or whatever, whether she's being honest. So she was basically playing hard to get in reverse, I guess. And it's like, I can't, I'm at the same thing with hints. I can't read hints. I said, did you see the hints? I said, no. What hints? I believe in straight communication. I can't look at something or somebody said and try to think of the meaning behind it. That read between the lines kind of thing. There's some things you can read between the lines on. There are other things you can't. And when a woman drops these hits, how am I supposed to know they're hits? So that's why playing hard to get means nothing to me. It doesn't resonate with me. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. So, I want to see what the brouhaha is all about. So, everybody's selling it for a few $100s on eBay. I said, damn, this must be a hell of a book. Fire alarm test. They're going to close my door. I'm the last one down the line. Of course I'm going to do it. Okay. So, they found something offensive in this book. And I decided to find out exactly what was so offensive. And I'll tell you, I was honestly, I can't say honestly because it's as if I wasn't honest all this time. But I'll tell you, I was a little nervous. There's the door closed. Okay. Hey, that helps me so you're not distracted by that noise, which just stopped just now. Okay. So I was a little nervous to it. Believe it or not, it was on YouTube. They were doing the story time where they would have the book pages on the screen and a child was reading along. So I was looking at the images, listening to the story, and basically all it is was that a little boy was coming home from school and he knew that his father would ask him, did he see anything interesting on his way home from school? And on his way home from school, he sees a simple horse pulling a simple buggy. And all children have imaginations. Dear Lord, I made so many stories. I created so many stories of my cars. You always come up, I still do to this day. Still creating routines and everything. So he, with his vast imagination, I mean, how surprising is that for a little boy, right? He comes up with a plethora of creatures pulling different vehicles. A reindeer with a sleigh, a zebra, a zebra in a chariot, and an elephant, and there's a marching band, and parade, and police were escorting them and everything. And I thought, there's nothing offensive in this book. I go, there's nothing offensive in this book. There is no reason to ban it. Now, I was thinking, okay, let me think not like a normal person. Let me think like a leftist loony. Okay? A progressive. Okay? Far left. We're all part of this cancel culture. Right? What would offend us? Well, there's only two things in the book, or possibly three, that I'm thinking they objected to. One was the zebra. Okay? I think because George Jefferson on the Jeffersons used that term a lot to describe Willis's daughter, because the Caucasian, created a child with a woman's color. And so he'd remark about it being a zebra. But what Norman Lear was basically doing was showing how absurd bigotry is, how narrow-minded it is, how the labels are, if you're just smart enough to just brush it off like it's nothing. And you realize how silly it is to put up labels, So I thought maybe that was it. Then as the boy read the story, he talked about a Chinese man eating with sticks. Now, is that a stereotype? No. It is tradition. When an American child, has only seen it, but not learned anything about it, the image is in his mind. So he sees a Chinese man eating with those are chopsticks. Everybody in China eats with them. They offer it at every Chinese restaurant. It's a tradition among the Chinese. And they know how to use it. It wasn't there a Brady Bunch episode or something where the kids are trying to learn to eat with chopsticks, and it's very difficult to do. They're able to hold rice in it, chicken I probably could have said, but rice and all kinds of things, that dumplings and everything. I says, I can't do that. No. But they learn to do that, and that's their tradition. So the book was not making fun of the Chinese tradition. It was basically showing the boy's limited exposure to Chinese culture. That possibly the image of a Chinese man eating with sticks, not knowing that they're called chopsticks, and not knowing that is a Chinese custom that he may not be aware of. So I thought, well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the reason they're trying to ban it. Because they're thinking that's a stereotype, of the Chinese population. And they don't really think deeply. And they don't use their brain, or there's a brain defect, or no connected brain cells to thinking, who's telling the story? A little boy who hasn't been exposed to much in the world. Only what he has seen without knowing anything about it. Images stay in your mind. For a little boy, I can't tell you how many song lyrics stayed in my mind when I was a boy and went over my head. But it stayed there until I got older, and then I realized the meaning of the songs, and the songs began to be more relevant and resonate in me. And it was, oh, that's what that means. As you get older, but you got those images, whether there's song lyrics or visions. So if that was the reason, because a little boy who saw a Chinese man eating chopsticks, not knowing that it's a custom and not knowing that that's what they're called, okay, what's the problem? I mean, really. And then the third thing I could think of that possibly could have been was the presence of the police to escort them and in a positive light. And I think that may be the overarching reason that they are trying to ban this book. Just like they banned cops and live PD. Because they want to emphasize their delusional narrative that all cops, all police are bad. Okay? So here is the police in a positive light in a children's book, which has delighted children for generations since its first publishing in 1960 or 50, whatever. For decades, okay? I never even got to read it. I didn't even know anything about it. So it's like, gee, what other Dr. Seuss books are out there? And I wanted to buy the whole collection because I don't want to miss a single book. I had a few of them. Didn't know how many he wrote, you know. But anyway, that's my review of Mulberry Street. Makes me think of the Abbott Costello. Oh, excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Mulberry Street? Mulberry Street. Oh, yes. You go down 2 blocks and turn left. Or maybe you go 3 blocks and turn right. Exactly. We're on Mulberry Street. You got to. Well, I got to take these hats to the Susquehanna Hat Company. Susquehanna Hat Company? Is that a Susquehanna hat? On Mulberry Street. That's the only time I ever heard of Mulberry Street. You know. Or whatever street they decided to use. But I think it was Mulberry Street. And it's a real street. You know. Are you going to take the whole damn street down? Change the street name? The hell are you going to do? The whole damn thing is stupid. That means everybody who lives on that street are going to have to then learn a new street name? That's stupid. Leave the damn thing alone. Anyway, that's my review of this book. Stay tuned for the next review of the next book. And who knows what evil lurks in the shadow of Dr. Seuss.